Hang van. Kép van. Van. Minden van. Akkor folytassuk. A feladatok. Olyan vagyok. Better than nature. What? Igen.
Nailed him, Captain!
Any news on that thing we spoke about? You know, that thing? Don't keep me in suspense. Did you get my stuff? I mean, not mine. It's for other parties. Buyers. This is gonna make me so popular. I mean with the people who buy it, not by using it. Because I'm not. Take this. You earned it. If you run into me again after all this is over, maybe I'll have more. Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you, motherfucker. So, region. Ezek vannak, amik itt kell. Ja, restricted area. Azért, hogy van fast travel. Fast travel.
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
That's clever.
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 Rizzo's Mock Apple Cider. A hard cider for a hard...
Had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you about on Roseway? You don't hurry up. Someone will get to snooping around there before you do. What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up? My stars, what a find. Fine picking like this deserves an equally fine payout. Go on, dearie. And don't spend it all in one place. A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just to sweeten the deal. If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught. Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shame? Prototype schematics go for a fair handful of bits around here.
Nincs 86-os
Are you
meggyőzésem.
positive? Honest to goodness? Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime. Anytime, sweetheart.
Cső.
You know where to find me.
Na. Még valahol van egy. Questem.
Rizzo's preliminary lunch, a soft sour candy. Now, around. Blueberry flavored center. Snatch it. Chew it. You can do it.
Dobálja el a képkockákat, ez a szar.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities? I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things. Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it? I admit it was a bit of...
Nem sok olyat mondott. Mennyi Dellám van. Megcsinálom tanknak. Meg lehet, hogy ezt is. Átmenjünk a laborba.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it, blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Find the target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Ah, your old hibernation mask.
Hack 30. Köszönjük. Perfect block.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout. Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals. Of course. What's on your mind? Never know what being frozen did to your brain. There's always a chance you might turn violent. I've no desire to end up like Dobson. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Nagyon fontos.
Absolutely.
Mert eddig mit csináltunk?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
So you're the captain's mysterious associate. I'm Ellie. Nice to meet you.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible
Kicsit bogaras a csávó.
shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy. vouching for their character, and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you. Yes, indeed, well done. Also, you still haven't spontaneously liquefied, which pleases me immensely. Progress. What's on your mind?
Na. Szóval, mit kell csinálni? Át kell vinni a Groundbreakerre. Azért előtte kipróbálom. Nem igazán működik a fegyverem. Mi az ott van? Vagy nem. Nem a light, a heavy.
Back for a rest? Space adventuring is tough. Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
I'm in the Groundbreaker. On the. In the. Na végülis. Tök mindegy. A fegyvert is ennek kell vinni.
Rizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the Sublight offices. She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there anything else?
No thanks.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Old record.
Gracious. I was just... Want a charming...
I'm gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet. I know monarchs and moons. I think it counts anyhow.
As long as it's paying work. You can count me in.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. Sugar gel flakes and purple berry flavored sourdough. 12% crunch.
Back to my ship.
Where are we headed today, Captain? The stars are the limit.
Mi a másik küldi? Ez itt van a Grand Bakeren, nem? Nem, ez itt van a hajó.
Now that you have acquired a nav key to Stellar Bay, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Yes.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound.
28,000 XP.
Come see me, my man. I'll answer any questions you have.
De jó fej, oké.
Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
A-ba. Szóval
We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
Wandsworth High Society. Yep, mi oda teleportálom. I'm here, bitches. Kiirtottam mindenkit és vissza se. Elnyomtam egy healed, geci ügyes vagyok. Se. Ez így ennyi volt. Mik ezek a baszott nagy droppokom?
New parts, last week. Ken's crossword puzzle? Preferably.
A Grand Breaker-rel intézik a dolgokat még gyors.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Slim and Shine. Diétás, fogkrém, fincsi.
Sublight. The legitimate smuggling business.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all spoke for?
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the Unreliable? Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door. Hey, Doc Fenhill. Glad to see you ain't moved on from Groundbreaker yet.
Hey, Tobias. How's the leg?
Good as you left it, ma'am. Still bends and everything. Took some extra lead while I was on a job. Ellie here patching me up good. The other guy thought his ship was perfectly operational. I told him it was salvage. We disagreed. I won.
Workplace hazards, Captain. Pretty routine around here.
Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
Shoot.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. I didn't ask. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
Wouldn't be much fun without one.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. Now get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood?
Jó hangzik.
Don't go looking for anything, except salvage. Just watch out. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
Good enough for me.
És még mi van? Valami van itt a quest. Lelifte.
C&B chicken it.
Ja, itt is... Jó, nem is kell szaladgálni, még itt se. Ez a skillára visz. Az skillára visz. A Stellar Bay-re. Jó, hát vagy Skillar vagy Stellar Bay lesz a kövi bolygó. Valami sisakot összeszedte. Hatalban. Az éget? Nem. Little less conversational, little more action. Ez monarkra visz. Menjünk előbb Stellar Bay-re. Ja, egy monarkon.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Na nézzük. Mi lesz? Biztatóan néz ki ez a hely. Hogy működik ez a lift? Ja. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Hey, hold on there. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-world traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna and halcyon. Please state your name for the records. Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly. Oh, sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Okay.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Tetszik.
I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball
Olyas,
coming in on
mint
the
a
next
Fallout, meg
signed by the Black Hole himself.
mondjuk egy kicsi kotor,
Only
nem
I
tudom
haven't
én.
heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in? I couldn't really say. I'm just a fan of the game.
Szóval jó.
But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are.
És amúgy befizeted a Microsoft Game Pass-t és tolhatod. Az első hónap 300 forint, nem tudom, hogy még tart ez az akció. De a második is 1390, szóval...
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You've been living in a sulfur pit or something? on account of him being the best hacker who ever played. Nothing gets by him. He sucks up every ball that comes his way. Whatever you say, I could talk tossball for hours. Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Ez melyik quest? Jó. Nem nyert? Gépigény amúgy van. Egy kevéske.
Velma seem out of sorts to you? She's always cranky.
De jó, oda hol megyek be? Így ezt elloptam, jó, mindig. Szerintem ez az ajtó lesz az. Dialog skill. No companion, jó, az nem kell. Nem. Nem. Chance to, nem. Science weapon damage. Drágábban tudok eladni cuccokat. Jó lesz. Ott tartottam, hogy igen. Jó. Szóval akkor nem itt kell bemenni. De akkor hol a píbe? Gyanúsan itt. Ez egy ajtó. Ó. Karaj. Hopp. Meet with Catherine. Várjunk. Catherine. Ez remélem nem visszajó, na inkább elolvasom. Nem. Nem írja, hogy menjek vissza a Grand Breakerre, ez itt egy kocsma? Nem, ez a főparancsnokság lesz a helyi.
Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the...
Wrap musk and canid eyes right here.
De amúgy tök jó lehet beszélni ilyen
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong. Like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid.
Na, nehogy elfogadjuk a küldetést.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful. Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, this is the woman to save your little Tucky. And I was right. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find
Segítünk.
my boy?
Csak add már föl. Na, ott van.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he
Csak
made
ne úgy
it that
gyerek, mint
far.
az
I
előző
just
csajjal
know
az
it.
előző bolygón.
And if you find any of them iconoclasts
Mégis
indoctrinating my boy,
megmentettem.
you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Na, megnézzük, lehet ezektől is kapok küldit. Vagy ettől.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grimm wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff, and some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet and plus he's got
Szkár volt megkérdeznem.
I know what I'm looking for.
Jó, ennyi elég volt.
Sometimes I get carried
Tudnom kell, mindent tudok. Cső, na ezzel is beszélünk.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
You'd be a hit in Byzantium.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna. Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Exactly what I would have said if I'd been paying attention.
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine. I have people to look after. I need to be practical.
That's why Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your confidence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board,
Amúgy poén, így oda mész emberekhez, beszélsz
we'll
velük,
be able
az
to become one of the most
adnak
productive
küldetést,
and
de így
secure cities in
tök
Halcyon.
random.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush.
De jó. Ezt is húzni kéne.
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in, these days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Saying what which way? That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what. Good enough. I know when to settle. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you?
No.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
Semmit. Jó. Most akkor... Ez volt az a könyv, igen.
Watch your... you don't look like Sublight. Must...
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
Aha, ez
If you don't
boltos.
see it, I don't got it.
Inspector.
Don't go asking for the special reserve.
Fegyverek. Annyira nem izgat, jó.
We don't get many outside.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick. No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll
Let the
excuse
body
me,
hit the floor.
I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
És hol a hulla?
Whatever you do, Isaac, you'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you got
Ezeket nem is lehet
something
beszélni.
Hey, I saw that.
A francba.
What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this.
Ain't nobody get time for this. Még jó, hogy nem buktam le nagyon. Itt van valami csávó. Majdnem.
Me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
Majdnem csávó. Na. Itt a hulla.
Sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
Not much I can do for this guy.
Kicsit kirámoljuk. Remélem nem bukunk le.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Nem pakoljuk ki, na.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
We're not the best equipped.
We don't get many outsiders.
Hát, hogy betűnik itt. És több ember. De a questet tudnék felvenni. Akkor nézzük. Mit tudunk csinálni. Ez közelebb van. Megnézzük, mennyire durva ez a bolygó. Töltési idő elég durva. Na. Jó, csak kell jönni.
Reminds me of the crew cabin on one of my first ships.
You reckon the smell ever goes away? Maybe the wind off the sea helps.
Mekkora bolygó. Köpköd. Mi a pecsem ez a sok dög? Itt a lőszer. Inkább megyünk az úton. Aztán lehet, hogy ez se lesz jobb.
Think they left anything good behind?
Ah.
Here we go.
De ez a sörétes egész jó. Van még. Ez valami zöld, de nincs benne semmi. Egy a zöld a Spitter, a Mauler meg a lila.
Bare mistake.
Igen, a sörétes messzire nem túl hatékony. Szóval hagyjuk robotokra. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's not good for me. Még egy. Soha el nem fogyott dögött. Na. Ide kell bejutni. Really? Valahol biztos be lehet máshol is. Vagy nem. De nem már! Hát a faszomat. Ilyen tetvedék szar kell. Ez itt milyen kapu? Semmilyen. Aj, mehetek vissza, basszus.
Those old Sundays when we'd unload salt tuna shipments to the cannon. Am I the only one getting...
Veszünk ekkelő lópipilit. Na, a vending machine a közelebbi. És ez milyen? Nem írja, jó. Jó.
Do your part to support the local economy? Laws know we need it. What can I... All sales are final, unless you threaten me. I'm kidding. Don't threaten me.
De jó, öcsém.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in... Oh, good. Celia hasn't...
Nem tudom mikortól vehetek, na mindegy, másik quest akkor. Nézzük. Mik vannak még ide? Hú, ez nem itt van. Ez mi ez a köz? Speak with women in the warehouse. Nem is mutatja, hogy mit kell csinálni. Ez itt van közel, akkor ide megyünk.
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill. I oughta. Kept me alive this long. I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see
Terra.
I feel the same way about my wrench.
Lol.
Look, it's a tool that does a job. Feelings got nothing to do with it.
Érdekes. Ezek... Úgy. Akkor ezek szerint a steroidnek hívták ezen. Ez a szar az meg nincs... Na de most lesz, ezeket kinyírom a picsába. Szevajcsi, Mizu. Ez már beszart. Hogy...
Captain, to your right. You got him.
De jó, ezek hiányoztak. Tehát csak a páncélom is össze van törve. Ezt meg alig sebzi. Tölts már kicsit gyorsabban. Rittig nem odalő, ahol célzom. Kösz. Öcsém, hol az a gyökérje? Faszon. Miért nincs benn light machine gun? Energy gun. Ez is energy gun. Light ammos gun. Ja, mert a shotgun is az jó, mindegy. Ja, ugye ez ugyanaz a shotgun. Ó, hogy...
I oughta. Kept me alive this long. I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same
Quick save van amúgy a játékban.
way about my wrench.
Look, it's a tool that does a job. Feelings got nothing to do with it.
Nem sok. Outer World megy ezerrel. Állj elém, bazzeg. Most tök másik grup volt itt amúgy, tehát hogy... Jó.
Let's show it.
Állj bele, bazd meg, lövésem. Hát, meg is érdemled. Inkább bele a lövésem. Mik? Ja, hogy beleállt a tóba. Ami ilyen szép zölden füstöl, biztos egészséges. Shotgun, meg van egy heavy. Jó. És a páncélomat. Ez nincs összetörve. Akkor nem tudom. Jó. Jó ez az energigen. Hát ha még lőszert is találnék hozzá. A két kis négylábú szarokra gondolsz, hogy mik? Vagy a marauderekre? Ja, valaki nagyon élvez valami. Honnan? Heavy amóból esik sok. Az üres. Kicsit a fegyókat meghúz. Jó lesz így. Csutkára. Ez itt mi? Lőszer. Egy sisak. Még több lőszer. Egy hacking lótügy, az jó lesz nekünk. Másik küldihez.
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please take a pamphlet. In it, you'll find everything you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it. Why, we're the only free people in Halcyon. No corporations, no shackles, no problems. Oh, those are just hurdles. We deal with them as they come. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep. That's a nice way to think about it. Graham would be our father. I suppose Zora might make a good mother if the two of them could stop arguing. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like them. Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way. I hope you'll consider staying.
There we go, Zora.
Well, she's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back then, but now she's more like our commander. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being chewed on and whatnot. She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you. Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Zora's sometimes there talking with him, but usually she's in the triage clinic next door. Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. Shoot, I wish I had a pamphlet to give you. It's all in there. I wasn't around back then, but they say a lot of the old MSI corporate folks died here. He calls it a spiritual metaphor, something about rising from the ashes. The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings very quickly. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
Seems like a nice little town. Well, dead critters.
All I'm saying is it ain't worth it. It's gonna taste like sulfur all the same.
Move along.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger? Welcome to Amber Heights, Captain. Call me Tucker. You here to join the Iconoclasts? Help us free this world? I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision. According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight.
Azt hittem valami kisgyerek lesz, az
She crammed a fear of danger down my throat.
Vénember
Don't go
már
play with
majdnem.
friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool.
Szóval azok kém.
I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm
Na
42 years old, but she still
a
sees me as a
42
little
éves.
boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you. Stars, I don't know. My mama's a stubborn woman. She won't quit until I'm dead. You know, that might just work. You go back and tell her you found my body beside the road, all mangled and tore up. If she believes me dead, she won't look for me no more. I hate to think of her grieving, but it'll be good for her to move on. In the long run, you know? Oh, right. I guess you could take my daddy's ring. I've worn it ever since he died. Mama would recognize it right away. You take this back to Stellar Bay. Tell my mama I died and you found that on my body. I know it'll be hard on her, but it's the only way.
Never seen you before. Take my advice. Move on. Get off-world if you can. If you can't, get to the bay. I've been halfway around T1. Monarch, they call it now. Been around it twice. Stood at the hot pole and the cold. Nothing on this moon for nobody. Just a lot of heartbreak. It's pretty simple, kid. I sit at the bar, I drink, I mind my own business. That's it. The only thing I got to teach is get the fuck off T1. Or whatever they're calling it this week. Anybody with half a brain could tell you that. Look, you want to buy the drinks, I'll do my bit to keep you entertained. Just don't ask me to dance. I can't repay no kindnesses now. Alright, so, I reckon one of the most interesting places I've been is the hot pole. You know what that is? Exactly. This moon ain't big enough to rotate. It's locked. One side always facing Olympus, the other always facing away. Olympus might not be a star, but it throws off assloads of heat. Monarch's hot pole is the part that's closest to the gas giant. It's in the middle of this big mountain plateau. Volcanoes so high the peaks are in space. O2 breathers. The heat from Olympus is worse, though. Close your eyes, you can see rays bursting through your eyeballs. Little streaks of light. The funny thing is, then in the middle there's just smooth rock. Circular-like. All the dust blown away. Pale gray with hair-fine cracks all over. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was lightheaded from the O2. I felt like I had to take off the breather for a moment, put my ear to the ground. I did get a burn on the low before I smartened up. Put a towel under me. It was at the edge of hearing. Deep down. Far off. Irregular. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of a bird pecking out of a shell. You go on and tell yourself that. When there's a groundquake now, I hold my breath. Because I don't know if it's Olympus squeezing us for gravity, or wings getting stretched. A great many things. I'll tell you what. You want to listen to an old man ramble? There might be a job in it for you. I used to run with a squad of mercenaries here. Good folk. A fella named Lamont introduced me. Thing is, I ain't seen them in an age. Stands to reason they got themselves ate. Mostly we protected folk from the beasts here. If it spat, scratched, or stung, we'd kill it for you. So long as you had the bits. We split ways around the time this twice-fucked moon got abandoned. Thing is, I got myself some fond memories. We had some keepsakes of ours we kept in a lockbox. And I've been thinking about seeing it found. Thereabouts. I'll be glad for it, but I ain't stupid. This planet tends to get people killed. I just want some closure. Appreciate it, kid. I'll mark an outpost on your map. You spend a lot of time out there. Might be a good place to start. Here's a key for the door.
Yo.
Hey.
This armor itches something off.
Na jó, irány tovább. Itt még erre nem voltam. Itt van egy doki.
Got my sights on you.
A mantiquine.
Yeah. We felled it, mind. What? Sorry.
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts. The truth that I have come to learn and embrace since shedding the corporate yoke. Out here, we survive by the sheer strength of our spirit. We have no need for the endless rules and red tape of a corporate structure.
We do seem to burn through endless ammunition and medical tape, though.
Yes, well, such is life. Our descendants will enjoy safety and luxury, but our generation is the foundation on which that future is built. Now, why have you come?
Neked hogy van ilyen kitűződ, vagy mi az emótod? Mert sejtem, hogy valahol voltál, amikor csíreltek és kaptad.
A great many things, in fact.
Illuminati
We could always use a hand rounding up supplies.
Or... Now here's an idea. There's an old printing press I've been trying to get up and running.
De jó, hogy a Note 32 most dobja fel ezt a szart. És nem lehet be. Azt a kurva igen.
Oh, yes. Many facilities lie abandoned in the wilderness. I believe the press could be operational again with a little elbow grease and luck.
Sounds to me like a nifty little challenge.
Such enthusiasm, yes. I agree wholeheartedly. Our own little fixer-upper. Will you aid us in our cause? Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them yesterday. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting bits on... Wait, where is Huxley?
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead. She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow the road north. Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? Grab a few, will you? There should be some funds left over from the last shipment. We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just magazines, but their precious dramas.
Unbelievable.
It's
I hope I don't have to tell you this, but
unbelievable.
if there is extra money, would you mind buying, I don't know, food and medicine? Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage. Nice day, huh? Come on, Arthur.
Nem hanem mi van? Na jó, tovább. Köttem egy csomó requestet.
It ain't right. How many good folk we gonna lose to our missions?
That's just the way of it. We gotta earn our keep out here.
kellett várni még idején, és most tudok vele beszélni.
Sorry about earlier. Graham and I don't always see eye to eye. Besides, we just got our asses kicked in the ruins. Not a great time to yammer on about his printing press. Yeah, name's Zora. I've been patching up the iconoclast since day one. Whenever Graham's lack of foresight gets someone hurt, I get them back on their feet. If I can.
After meeting that guy, I'm amazed anyone around here still has 4 functioning limbs.
Don't get me wrong. He's got an uncanny ability to harden folks' spirits. And we need that around here. That was a long time ago. Over in Cascadia. Rizzo was trying to sweeten up animal parts, and often that meant a lab coat got bit. Now I'm whatever I need to do to keep these folks from bleeding out.
Környéken aztán majd lehet gyors utazgatni.
Hey, you got some decency in you. Careful. That's rare around these parts, and folks are liable to try and take advantage of it. When he's being an idiot, sure.
What happened?
The Mantiqueen showed up out of nowhere, and I guess the gunfire attracted raptidons. It was a damn bloodbath. Listen, unless this is urgent, I need to oversee the wounded. You want to do us a favor or two? Go talk to Bronson. He's always looking to pass his work off on someone else. For now, I gotta get to the wounded. Welcome to Amber Heights.
És ki ez a... betűs. Az Iconian Rioter... Revolutionary. Itt nincs semmi.
Ah, crazy town. Never change.
És megnézzük, hogy mit hol kell csinálni. Ez tiszta. Ezt... Jó. Ja, igen, ehhez nem volt kulcsom. Vissza. Nem. Ez ott. Ezt megint vissza. Ez megint vissza. Ez is a városban. Ez meg jó. Nem. Nem ez volt, hanem ez. Jó. Ilyet is lehet. Mik vannak? Itt egy hulla. Menj már föl! Anyád se szeret. Így is jó. Ezt a kardot amúgy is meg akartam nézni. Ez egy energy típusú kard. Nem túl sok damage-e, 62. Aha. Itt kellett volna balra fordulni.
Excuse me, but this area's off limits. We got a leaky generator. It ain't safe. That's my nice way of telling you to sod off. We're fixing a leaky generator. What's it to you? Right. Carlotta. Yeah, she's inside. We got first rights, though. Soon as we fix that generator, she's ours. You'd have to ask the boss. I just know she wants Carlotta voided. And I'm just gonna let you walk on in? Why's that now? Hell, I ain't gonna pass up free bits. Make it painful.
Easy peasy.
Quiet. What are you up to out there? Hello? Relax. I've been cooped up in here for almost 2 days. Who are you, anyway? Oh, finally! Tell Graham that this is the last run I'm doing. Sanjar's declared a stop sale to you lot, but even if he hadn't, I'm not risking my neck anymore.
I don't know how you got those goons to leave, but thank you. Graham ordered rollers and whatsits, right? For a printing press? Here, take them. Like I said, this is my last run. You'd have to ask him. All I know is that if I get caught, I'll get arrested. It's an enviable thing he's doing. Free people and all that. I can't live that way. I need my structure. But I respect the iconoclasts for doing it. Law helped them. I don't know. Maybe Sublight can lend a hand. I should go. Look, Graham's got a bit or two left in his account. I can send one last dropout before I wash my hands of this. What do you want delivered? Yeah, I've got a few. I'll send them along. Give them all my regards. And good luck out there. Don't go getting eaten.
Light ammo, heavy ammo. Amíg meg annyit vették ki, nem cserélik ki. Már kijött a BFF update, vagy mi van vele?
I've seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you find it...
I'm telling you, the Van Noys are fine.
Bullshit, Graham. They don't just abandon orders, and they weren't at the ruins. Where in this sulfur-sodden hellhole did you send them?
They're on a very important... Ah, we'll continue this later. Welcome back, Captain.
Damn it. I was hoping you'd have more sense than our venerable leader here. I get the message is important, but so's eating. Carlotta usually schedules the next drop during the meeting. When's she coming?
That is most unfortunate. This cuts off one of our only 2 supply lines on Monarch. Sanjar, old friend, you're about to cross a dangerous line.
About to? That idiot just declared war.
We will deal with his subversion later. For now, we must redouble our efforts to spread the truth to the colony. I've already sent a team ahead to scout the press. One of our best. Meet them there and find out if they've been successful.
You sent the Van Noys there, didn't you? Oh, for fuck's sake, Graham! We needed them in the ruins. Our people died out there.
They went willing to fight for our cause. We need reinforcements. We need new recruits. The Van Noys saw the printing facility with the same importance as I.
Is a printing press really worth all these people's lives? There's gotta be a better way to get your message out.
I have the utmost confidence in their abilities. Friends, we must have faith that the men and women we recruit can handle the duties for which we recruit them. Exactly. I'm glad you see the truth of the matter, Captain.
I'm sure the dead understand, right? Look, just... if the Van Noys are still alive, get them out of there. With Sanjar pressing the issue like this, I have a feeling we'll need them.
No. Aha. De nem ezt csinálom meg, hanem ezt.
Nice thing about traveling with the captain. We meet him.
Az a BF5 update amúgy arra szarúan megcsinálom. Hihetetlen.
Miss McDevitt used to say that plants need sulfur to grow, and here there's just tubs of it lying about. Incoming! Nice one! Nice one! Get it up! Get it up! That's the last of them!
Mindig robot, de nem a... Üdegetes fajta. Öcsém! Erre kifogy a lőszerem. Kurvára megérte se? Hala halott a fűben, itt halt meg valahol. Mindegy. Mi volt valami fegyver? Sniper. Milyen sebzése van? 99-98-as DP-s. Végre valami.
Dr. Ellie, you ever wonder if maybe we got some things in common?
This isn't another thing about wrenches and guns, is it?
Because you're a surgeon.
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits. No reservation, no problem. Day trippers are always welcome in our saloon. Straight back and to the right. If you hit the falls, you've gone too far. Check in with Ms. Malin. She'll set you straight. I am here to anticipate and facilitate your needs, patron. Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best-kept secret in all of Monarch, excepting the Borst Factory's secret ingredient. We're a leisurely stopover for the more adventurous spacefaring traveler. Understand? Swell. We like quick-on-the-draw types like you. Saloon is straight back and to the right. Once you're feeling sated, you're welcome to a private cabin. Only $250 a night. Ms. Malin can let you one if you're interested. She's the one who runs this racket. You're looking for Ms. Malin. On an errand for the boss lady? Oh, that sounds ominous. Yeah. Ms. Malin won't like that a whit. She's not but just down the way. A 10 to 1 says she's either pouring drinks or skinning a sprat in the saloon. Word to the wise. Ms. Malin don't take kindly to interlopers. When I said sprat, I didn't mean the sort with whiskers and a tail.
This is certainly a town, I think.
Drinking.
Take a gander at that mug. I ain't ever seen someone so adept-looking my whole life.
He means gullible, Captain.
Well, that's awfully kind of you, mister.
Oh, now, come on. All I mean is, well, rather that, you don't seem like the usual pigeons we pluck. No offense, of course, if you are a Byzantium goldblood. Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Might I interest you in a surefire scheme? Wink, wink. I certainly hope you're not insinuating the problem is me. I mean, that would be preposterous. I never do anything under the table. That, Miss Malin ain't aware of. If there's any issue, really, you should talk to her. She's straight back in Malin's House of Hospitality. Oh, right. Well, I mean, if you're interested. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut costs in half by swapping our autoloaders with faster, cheaper sprats. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these parts. What say you locate him and retrieve the goods for me? In return, I'll cut you 5% of the profit. Was that sarcasm? I'm going to assume it was not. If it's sarcasm, you've got to show it somehow, like with a wink. My sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the shipping tunnels. Any trail ought to start there. When you've got the goods, I'll be here.
Yo. Zertas. Senki. Alkalmazottak. Zárt ház.
Want to make a run with me to Stella Bay?
Az nem ad questet.
Told me to take the night off.
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind. So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off. We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Oh, it's certainly not about what I say. That's all down to our legal team and our CFO. Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages. Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares. That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation. Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss. One thing's for sure, you won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon.
Hát, ez nem adott küldetést. Itt se voltam még, I guess. Yeah.
Hungry? I'm famished myself. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
Kaja. Nem kell kaja.
No refunds, no exchanges, no returns. And no whining about it either. If you bloody it, you buy it. Store policy.
Sokken. A sniper. Ugyanilyen, de nekem is van. Nézzük azt a küldit.
Booze like this leads to two things. Bumping uglies, brawling.
Hey, if it ain't the cleaner, how'd the disposal go?
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Catherine sent you back here? On second thought, it's best if I don't know. What's your order? No, I don't have any... If it's only a drink you're after, the full bar's upstairs. This here's the ante up, where you place your bets. Tossball, autoloader races, card games, you name it. I ain't picky. And neither is Catherine. We'll both break your legs if you lose the
Sejtettem, hogy ilyen tetűlassú a BF5 update.
My bet's on citation in the autoloader race.
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome! Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Oh, she just comes and says whatever's on her mind, huh?
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise. You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening. If it's one that don't mind getting dirty, then I sure do. But how am I to know whether you're reliable, if not fully trustworthy? I do admire blunt honesty, so I'm willing to give a business arrangement between us a try. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me. Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details, so long as Clive knows resistance to me is costly and futile. Hit him where it hurts, and his gut or his production lines ought to make do. If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, you can try asking Duncan for a disguise. Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Void if I know.
Na, be lehet menni a csatornákon is.
Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery. It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be. How's Clive? I do hope you gave him my regards.
Jó. Várjunk, mi voltam, beszéljünk még valami másról, ne?
I do hope you gave him my regards. Sure. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia. Found it on a corpse, huh? If you killed Lilia's agent, you get to explain it to her, not me. Well, shit. I knew he'd come to a bad end one day. Still, no time for weeping and wailing. We've got a metric fuck-ton of bits worth of salvage just waiting for extraction. All right. One of my runners uncovered a cache of Alta Vitae gas, left in a lab when the board abandoned Cascadia. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe. I do like your gumption, but let's not be hasty. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through or figure out some other way to exterminate them. Maybe the ventilation system?
I'm a doctor, not a vet. But what's the worst that could happen?
I shall leave the details to you. Now, after you clear the mantis nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead.
Load vapors into a liquid propellant tank? I think I know how to do that. No, I can do that. I think. Yes. Mostly? Definitely.
Meggyőző.
Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Handle it with the utmost of care. Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. On the terminal, use the passcode you got from Stellar Bay to get in. Best of luck, Fixer.
Na.
For the price, I expected a larger cot.
Folks I never met before are my most favorite kind. So, what's your story? Let me just stop you right there, stranger. My question, it's not one I really want an answer to. Not unless it accompanies some extra bits. Understand? More than you can afford at this time.
Itt alkoholok vannak, tök jó.
Booze like this leads
Pam,
to
pam,
two
pam.
things: bumping uglies and brawling.
Na jó, szerintem már nekem ennyi. És holnap 6-kor folyt köv. Szóval sziasztok, és köszi a figyelmet. Pá!